Libra and Aries, the most powerful couple of the zodiac, and here's why. They shouldn't work. Astrology says they are opposites, 6 signs apart, different poles, and everyone who understands even the basics of the zodiac looks at Libra and Aries together and thinks this is going to explode. Because how do you combine fire with air without creating a conflagration? How do you combine impulsiveness with deliberation without creating chaos? How do you mix me first with us first without creating war? But here's a secret no one tells you: opposites don't destroy each other. Opposites complement each other. And when Libra and Aries understand this, when they stop fighting their differences and start using them, they become unstoppable. Not despite being opposites, but precisely because they are. And you feel it, don't you? If you're Libra with Aries or Aries with Libra, you feel a magnetism that doesn't make sense. You feel an attraction that's almost irritating. Because the person who attracts you most is also the person who challenges you most, who takes you out of your comfort zone, who forces you to be more than you are on your own. And that's scary, because an easy relationship would be with someone similar, someone who thinks like you, acts like you, wants the same things. But Aries and Libra didn't choose easy. They chose growth. They chose expansion. They chose transformation disguised as attraction. So let me show you exactly why this couple is more powerful. And it's not about superficial compatibility. It's not about having the same interests or values. It's about something much deeper. Aries is beginning. Libra is balance. And together they are a balanced beginning. Action with consideration. Movement with direction. Because Aries alone explodes in all directions. It has infinite energy but not always focus. Libra alone analyzes infinitely. It has focus but not always action. And when you put them together, you have initiative tempered with wisdom, speed with strategy, courage with diplomacy. And this manifests itself concretely. Aries wants to start a business. Libra brings a plan, wants structure, wants to consider angles, and Aries hates that at the moment, just wants to go. But Libra saves Aries from jumping off a cliff without a parachute. And Libra wants to ponder a decision eternally. Aries pushes, says enough analyzing, let's do it. And Libra hates that at the moment, wants more time. But Aries saves Libra from paralysis by analysis. And that's the magic. It's in each offering exactly what the other lacks. Aries offers decisiveness, action, confidence. We can do it. Libra offers perspective, balance, wisdom. But should we? And the tension between we can and we should creates better choices than either one could make alone. And in a real relationship, in intimate moments, the dynamic is unique. Aries loves intensely but impulsively. They feel something and act on it. They want something and pursue it. They are direct. There are no games, no strategy, just brutal honesty and unfiltered passion. And that completely destabilizes Libra, because Libra is used to dancing, to reading signs, to gauging interest, to balancing giving and receiving. And suddenly there's Aries who just is, without calculation, without measure, just total presence or total absence. And Libra falls in love with that, with sincerity, with the lack of games, with knowing exactly where they stand with Aries, because Aries doesn't hide anything. But they also get frustrated, because Aries doesn't consider things, doesn't ask questions, doesn't weigh the impact. They just act based on feelings and expect Libra to follow suit. And Aries loves Libra's depth, the way Libra truly sees people, how they make others feel understood, how they bring harmony where Aries brings chaos. And Aries falls in love with that, with the peace Libra offers, with the balance, with the ability to make Aries feel less alone in their own intensity. But it also gets frustrated, because Libra hesitates, analyzes, questions, and Aries wants a decision, wants commitment, wants yes or no, not an eternal maybe. And this is where power comes in, where this couple becomes more than the sum of its parts. When Aries learns from Libra to pause before acting, Aries doesn't lose strength, it gains direction. Energy doesn't diminish, focus increases. And when Libra learns from Aries to act before endlessly analyzing, Libra doesn't lose wisdom, it gains courage. Intelligence doesn't diminish, execution increases, and together they create something that no other zodiac couple creates: dynamic balance, not static balance where nothing moves, but a balance that dances, that adjusts, that responds. Aries pulls, Libra balances, Libra ponders, Aries decides, and the constant movement between the two creates momentum that goes further than either would go alone. And this momentum manifests in their lives. Aries and Libra are a couple that builds empires, because Aries has the vision and courage to begin, and Libra has the strategy and diplomacy to expand. Aries breaks down doors, Libra builds bridges, and together, they don't just enter spaces, they transform spaces. And socially, this couple dominates, because Aries is magnetic, they draw attention, it's impossible to ignore them. And Libra is charming, they make people feel included, it's impossible not to like them. So in any environment, Aries attracts glances and Libra wins hearts, and together they create a network, influence, connections that open doors that would be closed to anyone alone. But let me be honest about the challenges, because it's not perfect, far from perfect. Aries will hurt Libra unintentionally, they'll be too direct, too brutal, they'll speak the truth without considering how it will sound, and Libra will feel it, they'll hold on to it. They won't say anything at the moment, but they'll accumulate resentment, and eventually Libra will explode. And Libra's explosion, it's cold, it's calculated, it's all the little grievances of months transformed into precise artillery fire. And Aries will be shocked, because for Aries every fight is new, every problem is isolated. Aries doesn't hold back, Aries expresses and moves on. But Libra holds everything back until the scales finally tip. Libra will deeply frustrate Aries. They will deliberate when Aries wants a decision. They will see all sides when Aries sees only one clear path. They will want harmony when Aries wants truth. And Aries will feel this as weakness, as indecision, as a lack of backbone. And they will say so, and they will hurt Libra exactly where Libra already doubts themselves. And sexually, the tension is real. Aries wants immediate passion, intensity, physicality. Libra wants seduction, anticipation, aesthetics, and when they synchronize, it's explosive, better than anyone has ever had with any other sign. Because Aries brings fire and Libra brings art, and together they create an experience that is both animal and divine. But what happens when they're not in sync? Aries feels rejected because Libra isn't always ready, and Libra feels pressured because Aries always wants what's right. And this creates a cycle. Aries pursues, Libra retreats. Aries interprets retreat as disinterest, Libra interprets pursuit as pressure. And the distance grows unless they talk, really talk. And here's the key to making this couple work. Communication has to be translation, because Aries speaks the language of action, Libra speaks the language of consideration, and they have to learn each other's language. Aries has to understand that when Libra ponders, it's not rejection, it's a process. And Libra has to understand that when Aries acts quickly, it's not disregard, it's trust. And when do they learn this? When do they stop interpreting difference as failure and start seeing it as complementarity? Everything changes. Aries stops pressuring and starts trusting Libra's process. And Libra stops hesitating and starts trusting Aries' vision. And the movement between them becomes a dance instead of a battle. And there are moments when this couple shines brighter than any other. Moments of crisis, because when the world crumbles, Aries and Libra become machines. Aries goes into action mode, doesn't panic, doesn't freeze, acts, and Libra goes into strategy mode, doesn't act impulsively, doesn't decide without thinking, plans, and together they navigate storms that would sink most couples. Job loss, Aries is already looking for the next one. Libra is already adjusting the budget. Illness in the family, Aries is dealing with doctors, Libra is coordinating support, moving to a new city, Aries is excited about the new beginning, Libra is making sure nothing essential is forgotten. And complementarity in crisis not only saves them, it brings them closer, because they see each other's value under pressure. And there's something about Aries and Libra that makes their relationship evolve in ways that other couples don't. Aries alone can be selfish without realizing it, not out of malice, but because of their focus on their own vision, their own passion, their own path. And Libra teaches Aries to see others, to consider impact, to include. And when Aries learns this, they become a leader, a true leader, not a dictator, not an autocrat, but someone who inspires because they consider others while leading. Libra, on its own, can be indecisive to the point of paralysis, not for lack of intelligence, but for seeing too many angles, too many possibilities, and weighing too heavily on each choice. And Aries teaches Libra that an imperfect decision made is better than a perfect decision not made. And what about Libra who learns this? Libra becomes wise, truly wise, not theoretical, not merely observant, but someone who acts with discernment. And relationships become a school. Every conflict is a lesson. Every frustration is an opportunity. And if they choose to learn instead of just suffering, they grow, not together despite their differences, but through their differences. And it's about power, really, about why this couple is more powerful. Let's be specific. Aries and Libra together have a unique ability to influence, to change systems, to create movements. Because Aries initiates change, they are not afraid to be first, to break the status quo, to challenge authority. And Libra brings people along, builds coalitions, makes change acceptable, makes revolution turn into evolution. And together, they don't just protest against what is wrong, they build what is right. And in business, Aries and Libra are formidable. Because Aries has vision, they see opportunities before others, they act before the market, and Libra has execution. They transform vision into a plan into sustainable action. Aries closes deals, Libra builds relationships that guarantee future business. And the company they build together, it doesn't just survive, it dominates. And in creation, art, projects, Aries brings originality, the courage to do things differently, to take risks, to not follow a formula. And Libra brings refinement, aesthetics, the ability to make boldness beautiful as well. And what do they create together? It's not just different, it's revolutionary. It's something that changes culture. And here is the final truth that sums it all up. Aries is the sword, Libra is the scales, and the Zodiac placed them in opposition not to fight, but to work together, because a sword without scales is destruction without purpose, and scales without a sword is judgment without execution. But a sword guided by scales, scales protected by a sword, that is justice, that is power with purpose, that is strength with wisdom. And when does an Aries-Libra relationship work? It's a living manifestation of that. It's love that doesn't just feel good. It's love that does good, that builds, that transforms, that leaves the world a better place because they found each other. But this requires work. It requires both committing to growth. It requires Aries controlling the impulse to dominate. It requires Libra controlling the impulse to avoid. It requires Aries' brutal honesty to be tempered with compassion. It requires Libra's diplomacy to be fortified with courage. It requires each giving what they have and receiving what they lack. And when do they do that? When they truly commit not just to the relationship but to the transformation that the relationship offers. They become legendary. A couple that everyone sees and thinks, I want what they have. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real, powerful, transformative. So if you are Libra with Aries or Aries with Libra, stop fighting against nature. Stop wanting the other to be different. Stop seeing difference as a problem. Start seeing it as a gift. Because you didn't attract opposites by accident. You attracted exactly what your soul needed to complete itself. To balance, to evolve. Yes, it will be difficult. There will be moments when you think it would be easier with someone like me, and it would be, but it would also be smaller, more limited, less transformative, because real growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from productive tension, and Aries Libra, that's the definition of productive tension. So embrace it, embrace the dance, embrace the challenge, embrace the fact that the most powerful love isn't the easiest. It's the one that transforms you into the most complete version of who you were meant to be. And Aries and Libra together, that's exactly what they are. Sword and scales, fire and air, action and wisdom. And when they stop fighting and start dancing, nothing can stop them.